That really happened? You guys hear me when I do my lives and I'm talking, especially for the US audience. When you guys hear when we say the federal government of Canada is now monitoring what we do online, and they have the authority and the ability to turn it off and on at any given time. You guys just saw it happen. What you saw was a message come up on your screen. So I'm going to give this another minute because this is ridiculous. What's going on, Scott? I'm still getting, I don't know, you won't be able to see that. Your content was removed due to violation of our community guidelines in preparation with municipal federal government by misleading the public through medical and whatever. They're basically saying that I was misleading everybody. I just took a screenshot of that. So, how many of you guys were actually watching? There's 21 of you in here right now, but I'm not going to say that all of you were probably watching. Anybody watching? How many, like anybody that was watching, throw one in the chat here for me, would you? Just so I know, so anybody that doesn't know what the hell I'm about to talk about here, I can quickly give a quick recap here, and that way I'm not repeating myself. Robert, I know you're here. Thanks for being here. Big Dog Johnny, good to see you, brother. Thanks for stepping in here. Chaos, thanks for stepping in. Freeway, good to see you, bro. Scott, you were waiting for notifications. Okay, so just wait a second. I'll wait to a couple more people here. Shannon, you didn't see. Okay. Okay, so a lot of you guys, I'm looking at the ones here. A lot of you guys were actually in here watching. So do me a favor now. Hit the like again. It just helps me out just to piss them off. The more you're liking me, the more you're pissing off them. But God damn it. Like, God fucking damn it. This is what I was talking about. I started this. Well, Trucking Encyclopedia, you're absolutely right. I got shut down because I was, according to the government, I was misleading you, the audience, about the big V's. I'm not even going to say the word. I'm not going to say the C word, and I'm not going to say the V word. And they're not the C and V word that you guys think, but I'm not even going to say them. But it was because I was misleading you guys, or what they think I was misleading. Basically, this is what I was talking about, guys. When I've been talking, like in my lives earlier, and weeks ago or whatever, anytime you hear me saying that now in Canada, the federal government has the right to regulate, monitor, watch, turn on and turn off your internet. Basically, they can, anything that I am doing here, these guys can now watch it, monitor it, police it, and turn me off if they don't like what I'm saying. And they didn't like what I'm saying. Yeah, they took it down, Donnie. They took it down. Mr. Beast, Trump will be speaking in about 20 minutes. Here's the link. Throw it up. we'll go watch Trump because I'd like to see him shut him down. Scott Walker, the freedom of speech, the right to say anything. You know what? In Canada, we used to have that, believe it or not, but we so very foolishly gave it away as Canadians. We gave it away. They came in and used certain bills and different government legislation, changed some things, and then slipped a bunch of bills past us through midnight rambles and midnight ridings. And when they got those through, we lost a lot of our rights. And one of them was pretty much the freedom of speech. This internet is too much. This is too much, where they can come in here and they can watch what I'm doing. I guarantee you they're watching this again, making sure that I don't get out of line. And I'm really doing my best not to get out of line. But now I'm almost glad it happened. I'm sad that it didn't happen, because what the podcast was going to do, and it only had about 15 or 16 minutes left on it, but it was really good in the end there. We had some really good points and some things I was going to share. Big deal. Okay. What happened here? Actually, what happened here is it's good. This is actually good. You guys just got to see it live. You got, like, YouTube and the Canadian federal government just showed their colors live. You guys saw it. There was only 55 of you in there watching, but 55 of you saw it happen. 55 of you saw it happen. So 55 of you are now going to sit there and go, holy shit, man. Did you just see that? Did that really just happen? And that's what's going to be here. Donnie, what if an American posted it? Well, you guess what, my friend? We have another angle on that. Or we had another angle on that. That person has now taken his channel down. But regardless, yes, I can do these pre-recordings and set them up and send them to, say, let's just say, for example, Donnie, with your channel, Trucking with Liberty, or your WCF Invader channel, I could send them down to you, and you can send them and broadcast them, and they cannot shut it down. They can't. They can't shut it down from the U.S. As long as it's coming from a U.S., what is it, IPN or UPN or fucking, I don't know, UPS, IBS, fucking, I'm so mad right now. I really am so goddamn mad right now. I cannot express how fucking pissed off I am. I'm happy it happened, but I'm pissed off it happened, right? It's the nerve. It is the actual nerve that they do, that they have the nerve to do this. And they claim, and they do it out of their own self-righteousness and saying, oh, well, you're spreading lies. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Trudeau spreads more fucking lies before 9 a.m. in the morning than I will spread in a life the rest of my life. Every single morning, motherfucker wakes up. Fuck off. There we go. Don't punch your table. Every morning, that motherfucker wakes up, and he's already got a mouthful of lies to spew before I'm even out of bed. Okay? And he's already spewing. And they're worried about me talking to 55 of you. 55 of you, they're worried about what I'm going to say. And this dipshit's on Global, CTV, The National. He's up there spewing bullshit about his latest goddamn thing of how he's going to save the world. How he's going to save Canada. This is how he is going to save Canada. He has now decided, okay? He is calling. Now, I don't know if this will work in the States. You guys in the U.S. help me out with this, because I don't know if this would work in the States. But this is what Justin Trudeau, he made an announcement, stood at the podium, made an announcement. This is what this asshat has decided to do. He has put us into a recession. Inflation has killed us. He has spent every dollar we've got and thrown it out the window to Ukraine, everybody else under the sun except for us. Groceries, we can't afford. Gas, we can't afford. We can't afford housing. We can't afford rent. We can't afford jack shit. If you took a dump right now, you'd be hard pressed to buy good toilet paper not because it's not there, but because you can't afford it. Okay? So now what he has decided to do, he couldn't save a coupon. Scott, love it. Thank you very much. Thank you. What this guy has decided to do now is he's decided to call in all of the CEOs, presidents, CEOs, COOs of all of the major grocery chains in Canada. All the big ones, Loblaws, Sobeys, Metro, like all of the big boys. Fuck him. And what's he doing? What's he doing? He's given them until Thanksgiving. He gave them until Thanksgiving, and he basically put a gun to their head and said, it is up to you guys to lower the prices of food to make food more affordable. He created this problem. He created all of this, and now he has passed it on to the grocers and made it their fucking problem. Now, is this good? In a little sense, in about 5%, this is good. Because let's say the grocers, instead of making 2.2 billion profit this quarter, you know what? Okay, they're going to make 2 billion and give us 200 million back and lower the price of some shit. That's great. But realistically, they are still a private company. That's private citizens. That's private industry. The government has now turned around after they messed all of this up. They created all this. They've now turned around and put a gun to the grocers' heads and says, you guys are going to fix it. You guys are going to pay for it. You guys are going to make this right. This ain't right. This ain't right. As much as I agree that, yes, they don't need to be as greedy. The grocers don't need to be as greedy. Yes, they can afford to drop their prices. And yes, they can afford to make some cuts. But at the end of the day, who's holding the rope here? Does the government have the right to pass that on? That's like saying to me, Brian, you're an independent truck driver. You're an owner operator. You're out there driving, or come on with it. Hey, Bill, from now on, you're going to start lowering your rates because the price of whatever the hell you're hauling is too high. Because we drove inflation through the goddamn roof. We've driven it so high. But to fix it, Bill, you're going to take a cut. And we're making it your problem. Brian, we're making it your problem. Johnny, we're making it your problem. Mr. Bees, we're making it your problem. This is what is going on here. They've turned around and they're making it somebody else's problem, and it's not their problem. It's not. Again, like I said, I would love to sit here and say, yeah, okay, let's put the screws to the big grocers. Walmart is one of them. In Canada, Walmart's huge in the States too. And Walmart got called up onto the carpet here as well. Okay, they're one of the big grocers. So what's going to happen? I don't know what's going to happen with that one. Okay, I don't have a clue what's going to happen. They've got till Thanksgiving to figure that one out. The grocers do. Now, myself personally, this is what I would do. If I was one of the grocers, okay, thinking, okay, from a business standpoint, I would simply tell the government, fuck you. And I would lawyer up. And I would tell the government to stuff its head in its ass. I'd tell Trudeau to stuff its head whatever. We're going to get shut down here again in a minute. But that is what I would do. I would then turn around and start slashing prices on a good portion of the food and bring the company's food prices down so it make them a little more affordable. Hey, get some good PR, right? That's how it works. That's private business. Lawyer up. Come on. Loblaws has the money, right? President's Choice, that's Loblaws. Metro has the money. Sobeys, they've got the money. Lawyer up, boys. Lawyer up and take the government, take them to court, sue them, charge them, fuck them, screw them. I don't give a fuck what you do to them. I don't care. Really. Jesus goddamn Christ. That is what I would do personally. We send a message to them. We need the grocers to turn around and do the big like that. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we need to do. If you are one of these people that is going to be affected, because you got to think about it. If this asshole has now turned around and said, okay, food prices are too high, we're going after the grocers. What's next? What the fuck is next? Gas? What? Friend of mine owns a goddamn gas station. I hate to tell you this. Price of gas goes up and down, and yeah, fuel's expensive. But let me tell you something. They don't make a fuckload of money on the gas. They make more on a chocolate bar than they do on gas. What's next? Gas prices are out of hand because the government and inflation and this kind of shit. What? The gas stations are now going to have to start lowering the price of gas, and the gas station owners are going to have to start eating that? What's next? Who's next? Start picking them off, right? Naturally, how the home builders, like anybody that's doing something private, anything right now where the price of something that is out of reach. To buy a new home right now is out of reach. You cannot afford to buy a new home right now. Okay? A new home in my area right here, and I don't live in a high-end area, but a new home, the house right across the street from me just sold for $899. $899,000. Okay? 4-bedroom bungalow, acre and a half of land with a swimming pool. $900,000 fucking dollars. Now, my kids can't afford to buy that house. Let's just use my middle kids, right? So they're 25, right? And Brianna and Mike, right? So this couple, they both work full time. They both have good jobs. They both make decent dollars. They're both saving. They both have retirement funds. They both blah, 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 blah. They can't afford to buy that house. And the price of housing is getting so far out of reach that $899, in another couple of years, that $899 house over there for that is going to be over here. It's going to be $899 for a 2-bedroom sitting on a fucking postage stamp of land. That's what it's going to be. Pretty soon, you won't be able to go outside and stand on your front lawn and build a doghouse for $899,000. That is where we are going. And the government is then going to turn around and say, well, now we got to blame the banks. The banks are now responsible. Now we got to blame the builders. The builders are now responsible. The government is going to keep doing what they're doing. They're going to keep throwing this up and inflating spending, printing money. You know, Trudeau, that cocksucker's sitting there cranking out the fucking bills, cranking them out. Oh, don't worry about it. We got fucking more ink in the back. Fuck, we've got it coming. Bring it on. Bring it on. He's just out there printing money. Where's that money going? Right into his fucking, either if it's not going into his foundation, it's going overseas to the WEF. It's going over there to Klaus Schwab. And if it's not going to there, it's going to fucking Ukraine. That motherfucker's printed so much fucking money that he could have fed every single homeless person in Canada, made sure every single veteran in Canada had medical care. Every single fucking person in Canada could have been fucking housed, fed, military vets could have been taken care of, everything. The cocksucker could have wiped out all the fucking university debt with just the money he's given away over the States. And if you think the money we've given away is ridiculous, if you're American, you better fucking multiply that by about fucking 20 to what your government's giving away. And you fuckers down there are about to get taxed to death because all of these trillions that you're in debt, we're in debt for billions. You guys are in debt for trillions. You're never going to bring that down. That's never coming down. They'll just keep printing it off. And it doesn't matter. I hate to tell you this. I've been quickly looking at the comments. Trump 2024. Dude, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter if you vote Donald Daffy fucking Daisy Duck. It does not matter which one you vote into that office. You are never going to get that debt down. It is so far out of hand and so far out of reach, it will never, ever, ever get down to an acceptable level where you can do things. No, you can't do it. Unfortunately, it just won't happen. Not in my lifetime, and probably not in any of yours. I guarantee you can take that to the bank. Jesus. Why is this motherfucker screaming, though? Shop fees, it's been one of those days. First, my podcast got taken down. YouTube and Mr. Trudeau decided they didn't like what was my podcast. They were saying in my podcast. So they took it down. They shut that down. And then we're just talking about the shit that's going on and what is going on in our country here and why it's unfixable and what's happening to us. And what's the end result here? What is the end result here? I challenge any of you guys. Scott, Shopfees, Ty, Robert, Fate, good to see you. Fate, good to see you in here. Any of you guys in here, I challenge any of you guys to tell me right now what, if anything, is the end result of everything we're talking here. All this shit here, what is the end result? None of you can come up with an answer because there's no goddamn answer. There's no right answer here. I hate to tell you that. I don't mean to sound like, oh, I'm just a beacon of bad news and the world is ending and, you know, it's just dread. And no, it's not. That's not where I'm going with. Josh, you're goddamn right. Justin, agreed. Face it, we're all fucked. Josh, I don't know what the end result is for North America, but it ain't good. Just Pioneer Spirit just joined. What's going on? Well, dude, I'm trying to keep my head from blowing off the top of my fucking shoulders because I just got shut down. And I think they even took it down. So you can't even go back and watch up until whatever point. They took the whole podcast right off and basically threw it away. The good thing about doing podcasts is I've got it recorded. So I've got it. I am going to probably make a couple of phone calls tomorrow. And there's a couple of you, or there's a couple of people in the States, in the US that have channels. And we'll maybe broker some kind of a deal that, you know, when I'm doing a podcast or if it's something racy like that, I'm going to put it on your channel so that the government can't take it down. I know that there's a way. I know there's a way to do it here, where I bounce it off. I can't remember what it's called. You know, it's my computer illiteracy stepping in right now. But there is a way for me to bounce it off a U.S. signal. But we're gonna have to look at that, obviously. Shannon Thomas Trucking. You know what? You said it. VPN. Thanks, Johnny. That's what I was looking for. And then you're one of the guys I was going to call to help set it up. So, and you know why. So, that's my alarm. I don't know if you guys can see that. It says, yo, bitch, time for eye drops. Dar set my alarm. It says, yo, bitch, it's eye drop time. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Yeah, Curtis, I just got your text. Yeah, Johnny, we got it in here. VPN. Sounds like Bill C-18 talk. Pioneer, you're goddamn right. Exactly what happened. They shut me down. I got messages saying that I was violating the federal government's, I don't know what the fuck. I'll go look at it. Basically, I was misrepresenting the medical terms, and I was spreading fear and lies about COVID and Bill, she just took a couple of the kids over to the bar. She's the DD tonight. A couple of the kids, 4 of the kids are going over to the bar. They're going to do some karaoke, and so Dar drives them over, and she'll go pick them up when they're good and hammered. She's got a good supply of barf bags. I live my life like this. I control the controllables and let go of the uncontrollables. To think the government cares about me is all a joke. We'll never sit at that table. You know what, Fate? I agree with you. And I try to control the controllables. I truly do. I truly, truly do. The uncontrollables, for me, are the hard part. It's not that I can't let go of the uncontrollables. I can. But when I see that the uncontrollables and how they're affecting other people that maybe aren't doing as well as me, or how they are going to affect my children, some of the uncontrollables don't affect me, but they will affect my kids. I can let go of the uncontrollable, something I have no control over. But somewhere down the line, that's going to screw one of my kids. Scott, that's where I get passionate, and that's where I get angry and I get upset, and I start sweating profusely, and I turn red, and I get That is why I struggle with, letting go of what's uncontrollable. And finding that fine line of what is controllable and what isn't controllable. Can I control what the government did to me tonight? No. I have no control over that. Some little jackass sitting in a fucking office building somewhere in Ottawa or somewhere around Canada sat there and went, no, enough of this shit. Push the button and shut me off. Done. Can I do anything about it? No. What can I do about it? What I'm doing right now. This is all I can do. I can just sit here, turn the lights on, whatever, and talk to you. I can blow off some steam. You guys are all going to go to bed tonight going, well, look at this idiot. Holy fuck, was he screaming, yelling, farting, burping, hiccuping, blah, 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 blah. You know what? I don't care. I'm going to feel better. I'm going to feel better. It's like, you know what? I'll blow this off. I'm going to blow this off. Redlegs, the end result is citizens owning nothing and being 100% dependent on the government. The United States government is already $2 trillion over the budget for the year. Redlegs, based on what you just said there, what the hell did you just describe? What did you just describe, Redlegs? Answer your own question, man. Or ma'am, I don't know, man, lady, man or woman. Answer your own question. What did you just describe? Because my country in Canada is on a fine path going, what you're talking about right there. I'm already there. Our country is already there. Yeah, I did, Donnie. I'll send you the new one. My country's already there. What is going on? The United States is all the end result of citizens owning nothing and being 100% dependent on the government. Look around the world, folks. Look around the world right now. Where else do you see that? Where do you see that? I can name two countries right now. North Korea. Citizens own nothing. Rely 100% on the government for everything, for their food, their money, their livelihood, everything. And they're starving. They're dying over there. Country number two. China, these are the big ones, just off the top of my head. China, another one. Now, China's a little bit better than North Korea. At least they've got their borders somewhat open, and they are doing some business, only because they're so starved for money and they need the dough. But at the end of the day, you own nothing. That's where we are going. The Canadian government told us up front, at the end of the day, you are going to own nothing and you are going to like it. We are going to be on a digital currency. This is where they're going. They are going to put us on a digital currency. They're going to put everything in our lives digital. Our money, our healthcare system, our payrolls, our banking, everything is going to be digital. Why? Why? Anybody want to know why? Come on, somebody out there, some of you fuckers, don't make me do all the goddamn thinking here. Come on, fuckers, think. Why? See that? That's why. Because they can shut it off. They can shut it off. If you're not a good Canadian, you won't get paid. Because why? You're relying on the government. You're relying on the government. That's what they want. They want you to be 100% reliant upon the government. So when you need medical care, but because Brian hasn't been a good Canadian and I haven't been towing the line, well, guess what? You don't get medical care. Or you're not going to get the good medical care. You're not going to get what you require. Brian's not being a good Canadian and I'm not towing the line. I'm not being a good party member. Guess what? I'm not going to get paid this week. I'm sorry, Brian. You did your job, but you know what? You're just being an asshole and you're causing a problem for the party. We're not paying you this week. Because Brian isn't a good party member, they can basically ruin my life. They rule my life, and that is where they're going. Currency, digital, everything. Flick of the switch, folks. Flick of the switch. The bank, flick it on, flick it off. Healthcare, flick it on, flick it off. Anything you can think of, they are going to take control of. Flick it on, flick it off. I'm getting horny. Flick it on, flick it off. Jesus. Social credit score, Pioneer Spirit, Trevor, 100. CBDC controls everything you buy. You got it. Stop with the Bible. It's all about control. This is what it is. But it's not just us. Bill, it's not just us. Josh, it's not just us. We're not the only country in the world having this happen. Go over to Europe right now. I got friends of mine over in Europe right now, and it's happening to a lot of the countries over there. But it's happening slower. Much slower. We're getting it much faster for some reason. And the Americans, you guys are on the ultra slow program. You guys are on the ultra, and I can tell you why you guys are on the ultra slow program. Houdini, you're right. It's the entire world, but it's at different paces depending on where you are. For some reason, Canada seems to be on the fucking fast track. With the goddamn bills that they've slid through over the last year in Canada, taking away our rights and our rights to do things and our lives, changing our lives, they are fast tracking us. The Americans, you guys have been slow tracked, and I don't know why, but actually I do know why. And here's the thing, and this is God's honest truth. The Canadian, or sorry, the U.S. people, okay, the public, you guys own and hold more firearms than the federal government does. Did you know that? Did you guys know that? If you're an American, did you know that? The American public owns and possesses more firearms than the whole U.S. military. That's incredible. So do you really think that Biden is going to come knocking on your door and do what Trudeau did to us and take your guns away? And he's going to come and change all of the things. He's going to take away your right to vote. He's going to take away your right for money. He's going to take away your right, all of your constitutional rights. He's basically going to walk in and take all of these away. Do you think he's going to do that while you fuckers still have all of those guns? No, he's not. And that's the struggle the Americans have. But that is not a struggle that the Canadian government had. Why? Because there's only 37 million of us in the country. Second largest country, square mile wise, in the world. Second largest country, square mile wise, we've got 37 million people in it. That's ridiculous. They got the guns from us. And by doing so, if you follow the line, when they took the guns, what are they doing? They took the guns, and they're doing this. They're going to do this in the States, but they're going to have to be a little more careful about it. But they took the guns from us because they didn't want, when Trudeau shows up at my front door and says, okay, Mr. Brown, good little Canadian, I'm taking your land, we're taking your home, we're taking your vehicles, we're taking your transport truck, we're taking everything, all the money in your bank. You know what they didn't want to find? They didn't want to have a 30-06 pointing back at them when I opened my door. And that's what would have happened. And that's what will happen in the States. And the U.S. government knows that. Because I can guarantee you, Josh, Sterling, all of you guys in the States, right? All of you guys in the States, I can guarantee you, if somebody showed up on your property, guard dog, if somebody showed up on your front door telling you you're giving up your rights and all your constitutional rights, you are going to fight for it. Tell me if I'm wrong. Scott, am I wrong? I am not wrong. You would probably fight to the death for your constitutional rights. In Canada, our version of the Constitution, they threw it away. Literally, like that, threw it away. Simple as that. Biden's dead. His military funeral was January 10th, his inauguration military salute. Dude, plays on the freeway. I'm not wrong. I don't think I am. You know what? I might be slightly exaggerating, and I might be off here and there, one way, a little bit off down. But if you follow the path to logical thinking and you look a little further into the future as to where this road is going, where do you think it's going? Why do you think they're setting us up for all of this shit? Why do you think they're pushing a new variant of a fucking virus, and they're pushing already new vaccines? Why? This is what's going to get us shut down here, folks. Why? They're going to lock us down. Why? Trudeau's got an election coming up. Why are they going to lock us down? Because he can he can enable the Emergencies Act. Why? And there's so many goddamn whys. There's 1,000 fucking answers too. I'm telling you, follow the logical lines. Ladies and gentlemen, use your fucking brains. You've all got it. Redlegs, you're right. Money. You've got brains. Use them. One thing it seems that the public has that the government doesn't have is we have the sense and sensibility, and we have the ability to reason. We can reason. With the government, there's no reasoning. It's black or it's white. There's no gray area, right? I have the ability to work in that gray area. You guys have that ability to work in that gray area. We can compromise. With the government, it's black or white. And with them, it's just black. They're going to do what they want and make us do what they want as fast as they want it, when they want it, how they want it. And we're all going to be good little sheeple. And that's what we are. We're going to be good little sheeple. Are you guys giving up those rights? Are you giving up those rights? I am not giving up my right. I am also not taking. They are going to. I'm telling you right now. This is by no. I have not read this. I have not seen this. I have not. I am just using my brain to a logical conclusion of what I'm watching going on here with our government, with these vaccines, and with what's going on and what Trudeau is doing with the announcements that he's been making regarding the bills and this and that. I am watching. There is another shutdown coming. Oh, I can't tell you when, but I can tell you there's one coming. And when it comes, he's going to shut us all down. You're going to be forced again to take 2 shots, or you can't go to work. You can't go to the bank. They'll freeze your bank accounts. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to happen in Canada. In Canada. I'm not speaking for the U.S. When you vote, you comply to governance. You know what, Scott? That's true, but it's sad. It really is sad. It really is sad. I've said this before, and some of you have heard this saying come out of my mouth. When it comes to politics, guys, do your goddamn research. You know, in Canada, it's Trudeau as the Liberal. He's the Prime Minister. Anybody want to talk to Dar? Hey. Hey.
Hey, what you doing?
We're live. You want to say you want to talk to someone?
No.
All right. You on your way home?
I am. I'm having like there's a million people message me right now, so I'm just gonna stop, pull over for coffee because it's distracting me.
Yeah.
Okay, love you.
Love you too. Bye. Bye. What the fuck was I saying? Hold on, I gotta go back here. Sorry, I totally lost my thought here. Yeah, when you vote, you comply with governance. That's true, but it's also sad. And as I said, I've said this to you guys lots of times. Do your due diligence. Trudeau is the Prime Minister. He's the leader of the Liberal Party. Jagmeet Singh is another ass clown. He's the leader of the New Democratic Party. He's a liberal. They're liberal. It's a liberal party. It's a branch of the Liberal Party. They're bought and paid for by the Liberals, the NDP. The Conservative Party is led by Pierre Poilievre, or Pierre Poilievre. Guys, if you're Canadian, Wizard, you're Canadian. I know you are. Karen, you're Canadian. I know you are. Humberto, you're Canadian. I know you are. When you go to vote, you do not vote for the asshole that you like the most. It will bite you in the ass. Do your homework. Wizard, do your homework. Karen, do your homework. When you go to vote, you vote for the one that you dislike the least. Not the one you like the most, the one you dislike the least. You find the one that's going to do the least amount of damage, and that is who you vote for. That is who you vote for. You find out who's going to do the least amount of damage, and that's who, because they're all going to damage. Am I going to sit here and tote and say Pierre Poilievre is going to be the greatest prime minister because he's saying he's going to reverse Bill C-18, he's going to reverse Bill C-11, he's going to reverse all these bills, and this is what he's toting. But do I believe that? I will fucking believe it when I see it. I will fucking believe it when I see it. But until such time, I ain't believing jack shit. I won't. Fuck out. You know what I believe? I'm going to go to my fridge and I'm going to get a fucking drink. That's what I believe. I don't believe any of these cocksuckers. Not one. Why? 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 It's not why. Why do I not believe them? Why should I believe them? Why should I believe any of these people? What have they ever done that has been truthful? What have they ever done that's been right? The biggest campaign promise in Canadian history that was ever made and fulfilled was actually done by Trudeau when he said, I'm going to legalize weed. The motherfucker won the election on it, and then he fucking did it. Believe it. Believe it. That is the biggest political promise that was ever made and fulfilled. Everything else is minuscule compared to that. In Canada. Again, guys, Jordan Peterson for PM. You know what, dude? Wizard, right now, I'd vote for Piper. Piper. Come here, Pipe. You want to be prime minister? Come here, Pup. Want to be prime minister? My shepherd's walking around all like her ears are up and her back is up because I'm yelling. Right? She doesn't like the fact that, come here, babe, come here. You okay? Come here. Come on. Here you go. There. Say hi. Yeah, the girl. Here you go. You all good? You want to be prime minister? Piper. I vote for Piper. This is a message by Piper. This message is paid for and sponsored by Piper Brown. I support this message. Buck-a-beer Ford. Legal pot Trudeau. Absolutely right. Where's the cat stroller? It's in the garage, Bill. You won't see that one out for a while. That picture snuck by me, man. I saw her take the picture. I had no idea that she was putting that picture up. Believe me. That one got snuck by me. DM, you know what? I would like to agree with you. You know what? Back in the day, and I say back in the day, I mean probably more along when my parents were my age, or not my age, but younger. Excuse me. What I'm going to say is that back in the day, that is when the sayings were, you know what? We put you in power. We can take you out of power. And back then, you could probably do it. Now, good luck with that. We put Trudeau in power. Couldn't get him out. We had that vote of no confidence vote, what, 2 years ago, a year and a half ago? Couldn't do it. We had the votes. The Conservatives had the votes. The Liberals turned around and they bought the fucking NDP, and the NDP gave them the votes to keep the Prime Minister in until the next election. We couldn't freaking win. We couldn't win. The Liberals bought it. The Liberals bought their own election. Couldn't do it. So it's not like we can turn around and go, hey, we put you in power, we can take you out. Because you know what? Unfortunately, it's been tried with Trudeau and we can't. This prick's been convicted of what? How many goddamn fraudulent charges? He's lied. How many times have been caught? I don't know how. I don't know what the number is. It's so goddamn staggering. Okay, like honest to God, the shit that Trump did is nothing compared to what Trudeau has done. The only thing is Trump is a bigger name and the United States is a bigger country, so it gets worldwide. But if you guys truly knew and you were watching Canadian news, which is impossible because the government doesn't let it get out, that's the other reason you guys don't know about half of the shit that goes on up here. Because City TV, owned, paid for, government. CTV, $600 million a year in Canadian grant money. So they ain't saying jack shit because their well's going to dry up if they open their mouth. The national, global, all of it. Do I have enough money for my defense lawyer? Yeah, give that. You'd like to see that? We'll try that. You better put registration of your wheelie burner on your dog in your dog's name. There's some things that are funny and there's some things that ain't. Old people that don't take our lives seriously are not funny. That's not funny. That is unfortunately a part of life. 18 wheels to flatten the turd. You know what, Scott? If I could do it and get away with it, I probably would. But you know what? I don't. Unfortunately, I don't. I'm just going to do something here. Some people, Hold on. Yeah, well, you know what, Robert? I can agree with some of the stuff, and you and I have disagreed and talked about, is Canada a country? Are we truly a country? Are we still part of England? Does England own us? The British? Are we still part of the British Commonwealth? Who fucking cares at this point? Not to be an asshole, Robert. I love you to death, brother. You're one of my longest followers. You've been with us since day one. But bro, at this point right now, who fucking cares? Who fucking cares whether we're a Commonwealth of England? Dude, we could be the Commonwealth of fucking the Dominican Republic. It makes no goddamn difference. Look what's happening in our fucking country. Look what's happening in our country. No difference. And just so you guys all know, I wasn't going to do this, but this asshole here is my father. And he's not in my life. He has no access to me other than right here. And shortly, he won't be able to access this either. He doesn't have my phone number. He doesn't have my email. He doesn't have anything. He's blocked. And he's blocked for some very serious reasons. Okay? And then he decides to come on our channel here and make comments like this. He's a 75-year-old man that doesn't know jack shit about the world, that's scared. He's scared to go outside, stick his head out the window or stick his head out the door because life has kicked the shit out of him so bad. He's got no balls. That is why he's decided to do this. So Neil Brown, take your name, take your shit, get the fuck off my channel, and go away. Go away. You're not wanted here. You're not welcome here. Dar just took care of our problem. Thank you, Dar. Sorry if that seemed a little disrespectful. A lot of people consider their elders, whatever. In our case here, my father does not welcome here. My father has done things to not just me. I can take care of myself, but what he's done to my children and my wife was absolutely uncalled for and is 100% unacceptable. So he's not welcome in my life, and he's been cut out of my life for a while. My wife as well. My children, that's entirely up to them. If they choose to talk to their grandfather, that's entirely up to them. I have no sway either way. But considering I don't talk to him, my brother doesn't talk to him, my wife doesn't talk to him, my brother's girlfriend doesn't talk to him, and all 7 of his grandkids want nothing to do with him, obviously the man's doing something wrong. If it was just 1 or 2 of us, okay, we could be disgruntled family members. That's one thing. But when every single person in your family wants nothing to do with you, you're the fucking problem. Period. Sterling, respect has to be earned. I understand it. You're goddamn right. Appreciate that. Anyway, let's drop that dipshit because I'm not wasting effort on that. We've got a country to fucking save. We got things to do. We got people we need to talk to. Humberto is my new daddy. Bill, I was hoping you'd be my new daddy. You can be my Billy daddy. Come on, Billy. Be my daddy. The fucking places and things you'll do and say and see in a lifetime. I just, you know what, guys? I'm oh, that's okay. That's the black one. She's the oldest one. I gotta watch out for the two tan ones. Where the red one, he's all right, but the tan one, he likes to jump from the island. He'll jump from there, and they'll jump onto your back, and he'll dig his claws in and rip your back to pieces. So I gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. But anyway, all I'm doing here, okay? Am I trying to cause up shit? In a sense, yeah. But I'm causing up shit because I just want people to start thinking for themselves. I don't want it to happen that the government or our government control element one day turns it on and goes, okay, you're all fucked. We're in control. And all of us are sitting there going, but we never saw it coming. We did see it coming. We're here for you, Brian, for what we can do to help keep you strong. Hey, man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thanks, Chaos. I really do appreciate that. You know, I do. Guys, you know what? This has been a rough month for Dar and I. Like, you know, I'm going back to work. I went back to work because of the eye operations. I'm going back to work. I went back to work last week. I went back one day, ended up having to go back in and have another emergency surgery done on this eye because we had a retinal tear. So I've been off again. Now I'm going to go back again. I'm going to try working again on Sunday. So I've been home for a fucking month. So some of this energy you're seeing, it's a little, I'm pent up. You know, I'm ready to go back to work. I got to make some money. I'll be honest with you. You know, that's why, and you guys have heard me say it. Hey, this is why you save your money. When times are good, you take that money and you put it in the bank. Why? Because times like now, you're going to fucking need it. And that's why we do it. So, but it's still, I don't have enough money to keep me going indefinitely. So it's time to go back to work. And I'm getting a little antsy. But anyway, cabin crazy without snow. You know what, Sterling? Yeah, dude, I don't need snow to go cabin crazy. I really don't. All I want to do is cause up enough shit to make people think. That's all I want to do is just make people think. And I bet Dar is so pregnant by now. No, you can't get pregnant drinking it, Sterling. You should know that. But I'm stirring up some shit. All I want to do is just get people thinking for themselves. And if I got to lose my mind and come unglued every once in a while to make it happen, then fine, I will. I need to. But that's only because I'm passionate in what I'm doing and what I'm thinking and what I'm saying. And I'm passionate about the country. Do I love my country? Just like any of you guys in the United States. Do I love my country? Yes, I love my country. But I've never in my lifetime ever been so ashamed of my country as I am right now. And I'm not ashamed of the country itself. It's the people that represent our country. It's the face of our country. Our government, when our government on the world stage, our government, our leaders go to other countries and they represent us. Oh my good God, all fucking mighty. Are you crazy? That embarrasses me. Having Trudeau out there and he opens his mouth and he starts talking like this. Oh my God, I just want to fucking kill him. I really do. I shouldn't say that. I retract that. I do not want to kill him. I retract that. Sterling will. I love my country until I see them big cities. You know what, Sterling? I'm the same way. Every once in a while I like to drive through the big city, but man, I don't want to live there. I live out in the country and we like it just fine out here. You know, we do. But guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Here, read my shirt. Here. This is a true fact of my life. Read that. In my own defense, I was left unsupervised. That's what happens to me. You leave me unsupervised, this is what happens. I scream, I yell, I cause chaos, I cause a problem. The government comes in, they shut me down, I turn it back on. What we need is more people with channels that are willing to take a kick in the dick once in a while. That's another thing we need. We can't just lay down. Grand Wizard, I like that. I do. In fact, it's our obligation to hang tyrants. You know what? We can't hang them in a literal sense. Like, I've got a lot of trees back there and I got a lot of rope in that garage. You know what I mean? But whatever happened to the day where we held people accountable? Tar and feathering seems fun. No, dude, we could make a fucking party out of that. Let's get the bonfire going out back here, have a tar and feathering party. But whatever happened to holding people accountable? Politicians, especially. You know? When I fuck something up, I'm held accountable. Correct? Sterling, when you fuck something up, you're accountable. IH guy, if you fuck up, you're held accountable, whether it be in your personal life, your wife choose you a new ass, your professional life, your boss choose you a new ass, whether it be your religious life, God chairs you a new ass, whatever. You are at some level somewhere in your life, you're held accountable. Accountability. Okay? You are held accountable. Now, the government holds us accountable. How do they hold us accountable? They give us a bunch of laws and we abide the laws and we're a good society and we're held accountable. So what do? We now turn around and we're going to hold the government accountable. You want to spend $60 billion of our money? I want to know where it's going. I'm holding you accountable. But here's the problem. My little voice isn't enough. Yeah, I got a big mouth. I got a big fat fucking mouth, but it's not enough. Hold the tyrant accountable. My mouth with 53 of you in here ain't enough. But if my mouth with 53 is doing it, and Sterling is doing it, and Chaos is doing it, Shannon Thomas Trucking, amen, is doing it. If everybody does a little bit, just like how the government takes our rights away. They don't take it all away in one shot because that'll be chaos. That'll be a fucking we will revolt and we'll fight back. They take it away one little piece at a time. Well, guess what? We turn that around. Turn that around. Hold them accountable. We can't all hold them accountable all at once, but if we hold them accountable one little piece at a time, one little piece at a time. Sterling, who holds accountants accountable? I love my accountant. I hold my accountant accountable, but she's damn good. But are you guys getting the gist of what I'm saying here? Like, or am I just fucking sitting there talking to a camera and like, you guys got to be getting some of this, right? Who holds you accountable? Now, turn that around. Who are you going to hold accountable? You hear RCMP did a B&E on a home while Buddy was showering, then blamed and mocked him throughout the detachment. Well, the RCMP is welcome to come kick my door in. Before they'll make it through the door, they'll be pulling Piper's teeth out of their ass. They might have to shoot my dog. And there's cameras that they can shoot out the cameras, but it doesn't matter. It goes to the internet anyway, or it goes to the cloud. Somehow or another, I can get that information out to the public before the government or before they can do anything. So they can go kiss my ass. Anyway. It's just a pain in my ass, you know. The RCMP. We've had the OPP and we've had some other people, try to tell us what we can and can't do here. That's fine. Shannon Thomas, I'm still down to build a commune. You know what? That might have to be. But you got to think about this, Shannon. If you build a commune, first thing you need is land. And where are you getting that, babe? Where are you going to get the land? You can sit there, and you and I can sit there and go, okay, we've got $2 million between us. Let's buy the land and start the commune. What is stopping Trudeau and his government from passing a bill to walk in and take our land? Nothing. Nothing. What's stopping them? Nothing. That's the problem we've got. For every solution that we think we come up with, they've already got a loophole. They've got a room in Ottawa of 1,000 people with 1,000 people in it, and it's a think tank, and all they're doing is thinking up all of the things that you and I could possibly come up with to reroute the system, to get around the system, and they're thinking up the loopholes to get around us and our solutions. Government's been doing that for years, since beginning of time, right? It's like, how do you whiz the wizard? Simple as that. RCMP loves stealing land from citizens. Wizard, it's not necessarily the RCMP. It's the Canadian federal government. This is why Canada needs the right to bear arms. Trevor, I agree 100%. I am in 100% agreement with the United States in that aspect. If I was allowed in Canada to carry a firearm, I would be armed. I would have it on me. I would have an open carry, and I would have it. I support that. If that's not your thing, I respect that. I truly do. If that's not your thing, if you're not for the right to bear arms, I respect that. That is your right. Myself, personally, I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for my wife. I'm not speaking for my children. I'm speaking for me personally. I would have that right. If I had that right, I would be taking advantage of that right. No questions asked. Wouldn't give it a second fucking thought. When you're elected to high office, you represent all of the country's residents, not just one party with questionable ideology. With it, that's a big fucking mouthful, but it's 100% right. It is 100% right. I saw it in a movie once where some guy that was president, he goes, hey, you may not have voted for me, but I'm still your president, right? I still represent you, and I will do my best. Even though you didn't vote for me, I will do my best to represent you. That is the way we should be in Canada. Unfortunately, it's not. Our government has no interest in helping us, saving us, feeding us, leading us. There's no leadership. There is no leadership in this country. The blind are leading the blind. I tell you right now, the WEF is leading Trudeau. Trudeau is just a puppet. You know who's really in charge of our country is our deputy prime minister. Anybody know her name? It's a her. What's her name? The only reason I'm stalling is because I just drew a brain fart and I can't fucking think of her name. What's her name? She's that bitch that every time you see her in the House of Commons, or she's on the floor and she's arguing. Freeland, thank you. Marsha Freeland? Whatever. She's so unimportant, but she is important. She is number 2. If you follow the tree of the WEF, right? Klaus Schwab is at the top. Number 2, Freeland. Number 2 is Freeland. Chrystia Freeland. You're about to be shut down. Well, shut me down then. I just got a text. I'm about to be shut down. Shut me down. Chrystia, not Marsha, whatever, Scott. Fuck off. Chrystia Freeland. So she's number 2 on the WEF. Basically, I want you guys to do something. The next time you ever watch the House of Commons and you see Trudeau up there talking, Freeland is usually sitting right here behind him, okay, while he's up talking. While he's talking, her mouth is moving. Who wrote that speech? Who wrote what he's saying? She did. She's the true brains behind what's going on in our country. Unfortunately, she is. It's not Trudeau. Trudeau's just the head. He's the puppet. He's the one that's going to take the punches, and he's going to take the fall. Freeland is the one that's in control. And where does Freeland take her orders from? Up top there, big old bad Klaus Schwab. So, you know what, guys? I'm done. I'm glad you were hanging out. She's a number 2, all right. Scott, you're right. She's a big old number 2. A big old dumper. I'm glad you guys hung out. Thanks for hanging out. I'm glad you guys got to see. I'm glad you truly got to see what happened, okay, with my podcast. You saw it. It happened right in front of you. This is what we're dealing with in Canada. And there's nothing I can do about it right now. We are gonna probably go the way of the VPN. I shouldn't be announcing that, but what are they gonna fucking do, right? We're gonna have to do something, but that's kind of what we're doing here. This is what we're dealing with. So, guys, I appreciate it. Pioneer Spirit, Brian, would you and Dar move to the U.S.? I would. I don't think Dar would. I don't think Dar would. I don't think it would have to be really, really, really bad in order for Dar to go. Like, I mean, where they're marching us into camps, right? That's when I think she'd be willing to go. Me, I'll be gone long before that happens. I wouldn't even start. South America, IH guy. Hey, you guys all know I got kids that already did that, right? I got kids that already did that. I got, 2 of them are in Mexico. They got one home. They live in Mexico and Colombia. That's where they split their time between Mexico and Colombia. They're doing well. They don't have to deal with any of this shit. Dar's home. No, Dar's not home. Just checking. Anyway, guys, you know what? I'm going to fuck off out of here. I'm going to calm down, just relax a bit. I don't know what time it is. What time is it? Yeah, it's 20 to 9 here. So you guys relax. Thanks for hanging out. I'm glad you got to see what we're dealing with this podcast. I'm glad we got to talk about a bunch of this shit. From now on, when you're watching the news and they're talking about politicians, do a little research on the politician. Don't just sit there and go, oh, that guy's an asshole. Or, hey, that guy's talking. Oh, that sounds good. These guys are trained liars. They really are. They're trained fucking liars. Watch them. Hold them accountable. This is going to be a new thing that we're going to go. This is a road that we're going to go down. And if they got to keep turning me off and shutting me down, then so be it. Just so you know, I am already set up on Rumble. Okay? I saw some people in here saying go to Rumble. I am already set up on Rumble. The channel's set up. It's ready to go. There's no videos. I think there's one video. I threw up an old video of some pre-trip inspection. Just so the channel's there. So it is already there. If in the event we are going to see what happens here, and if in the event in the future they think about doing this bullshit and they're shutting me down, you know what? We will jump over to Rumble and we will run the gambit over there and see what happens over there. I don't know if it's the platform. I don't think it's the platform. It's not the platform being Rumble or YouTube. It's what the government is allowed to do, regardless what platform I'm on. They can watch me on Rumble and they can probably still shut me down there too. But what the hell? We'll just keep going. So guys, you know what? Thanks. I know I've said bye 3 times now, but this time I mean it. IH will talk to you. Bill, thanks for popping in. Robert, always good. Grand Wizard. I know I didn't do shout outs today, but I really appreciate it. Go listen to Twisted Sister and relax. You know what, Scott? Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. See you guys later. Oh, hold on. Leave me some comments. I know you guys are talking away in here. Leave some comments with some ideas of what you think of about what's going on with the podcast getting taken down. Basically, I'm not going to say anything else. You know where I'm going with that, right? I want you guys to leave comments about what you think about our government and YouTube having the right to take a podcast down. Do it. Later.